NBA spotlight. But fast forward to today, Sharife Cooper is no longer an NBA player. He had moments in the G League and even looked like an all-star in that setting, but the NBA never truly bought in. It wasn't injuries, it wasn't maturity. He just couldn't prove his game translated to the highest level. And now we're left asking the question, how bad is Sharife Cooper actually? Was he overhyped from the start? Was he simply a product of mixtapes and social media buzz? Or is this another case of the NBA not giving a talented guard a real chance? To answer that, we need to go all the way back, before the NBA, before Auburn, before he was torching the G League. This is the full story of Sharife Cooper, and why one of the flashiest guards of his generation couldn't hang in the NBA. Back in high school, Sharife Cooper was a flat-out sensation. At McEachern High School in Powder Springs, Georgia, Sharife built his legend one viral clip at a time. By his sophomore year, it wasn't just Georgia fans who knew his game, it was hoop fans across the country. Because when you watched Sharife, you didn't just see a high school player, you saw a show. Sharife had the kind of confidence you usually only see in NBA stars. He would pound the ball at the top of the key, rock defenders to sleep with a string of crossovers, then explode into the lane like he had no fear of the shot blockers waiting for him. If they sagged off, he'd rise up into a deep three, and he'd do it with such confidence and aura that made crowds lose their minds. He wasn't just playing the game, he was performing. And the thing is, he his junior year, Sharife led McEachern to a perfect 32-0 record in the school's first state championship. He averaged 27.2 points, 8.1 assists, 5.6 rebounds, and 4.3 steals per game, putting up numbers that looked like something out of a video game. That year, McEachern didn't just dominate Georgia, they dominated the entire country. They finished the season ranked #1 in multiple national polls, and Sharife was named the Georgia Player of the Year. But the box scores only told in high school in Powder Springs, Georgia, Sharife built his legend one viral clip at a time.
So this is gonna be a YouTube video, actually, guys. Sorry, pump faked y'all, because I forgot to stop hitting the record button on the Avengers Doomsday video. So just cool, it's gonna be a YouTube video, maybe 2 for 1. Maybe I'll edit this. I don't like editing, but I kind of have to if I want to post the Doomsday video. So whatever. Just making sure y'all know this video is coming out.
McDonald's All-American, but rankings didn't even capture the hype. Ask the players who went up against him. Many said Sharife was the toughest matchup they ever faced, not just because of his scoring, but because of the way he controlled the game. He could get his teammates involved, pick apart defenses, and then turn it on and score 10 straight when his team needed it. And here's what made him different. Sharife wasn't 6'5" with freakish athleticism. He didn't blow people away with dunks or chase down blocks. He wasn't Zion. He wasn't Anthony Edwards. Sharife was 6 feet tall, skinny, and relied entirely on his craft, confidence, and IQ to dominate. That made him polarizing. For every scout that fell in love with his floor vision, deep shooting, and creativity, there was another that worried his game wouldn't translate once he wasn't the fastest or flashiest guy on the court. But here's the thing, Sharife has the one trait you can't measure with a stopwatch or a wingspan chart. He had command. The ball was an extension of his body. He had complete control of the pace, and everyone else was playing at his tempo. It's why he was able to drop 40 against elite prospects who were 4 inches taller with 7-foot wingspans. By the end of his senior year, Sharife had cemented himself as not just one of the best guards in the country, but one of the most entertaining players in all of high school basketball. He joined the likes of Zion Williamson, LaMelo Ball, and Trae Young as the new faces of the viral highlight generation. And so, when he committed to Auburn University, fans were buzzing. They thought the SEC was about to get the Sharife Cooper show on the biggest stage, but as we'd soon find out, Sharife's journey was about to take a very different path.
Imagine being able to build.
That's why Ass Cat got to him and suck the soul out my nigga. I know what I'm talking about too. Don't act like you don't know. Don't act like you don't know.
An app with your name on it. just by thinking about
Somebody clip that.
Meet Base 44,
Somebody.
a complete AI creation platform.
Bro, come on, shut up, man.
Describe.
Sharife Cooper's college career was short, but man, it was unforgettable. In the summer of 2020, Auburn fans couldn't believe their luck. Not only had Bruce Pearl already secured Isaac Okoro the year before, another Georgia product who went top 5 in the NBA draft, but now he was about to hand the keys of his program to one of the most electrifying guards in the country. Sharife was supposed to step right in and turn Auburn into must-see TV. But then came the drama. Before he ever suited up, the NCAA ruled him ineligible due to questions about his amateur status and possible impermissible benefits tied to his recruitment. Suddenly, Sharife was stuck in limbo. Auburn tipped off their season, but their prized freshman point guard was in street clothes on the bench. For months, it felt like he might not play at all. But then, in January 2021, the announcement came down. Sharife Cooper was cleared to play. Auburn fans celebrated like they had just won the SEC championship. And when Sharife finally took the floor, he wasted no time proving why the hype was justified. In his debut against Alabama, Sharife put up 26 points, 9 assists, and 4 rebounds. He looked completely comfortable running the show, slicing up defenses with his handle and throwing no-look passes that had the crowd buzzing. Over the next few weeks, he was a machine. In just 12 games, Sharife averaged 20.2 points, 8.1 assists, and 4.3 rebounds per game. To put that in perspective, only a handful of freshmen in modern college basketball history have ever averaged 20 points and 8 assists, and most of them ended up being NBA lottery picks. His ability to draw fouls was impressive. He lived at the free throw line, averaging 8.6 attempts per game. He controlled the pace, dictated the flow of games, and looked like a pro from the moment he stepped on the court. But as much as his strengths were obvious, so were the weaknesses. Sharife's shooting was a real problem. He hit just 39% from the field and an abysmal 22.8% from 3. For a guard his size, being a non-shooter raised red flags everywhere. You could live with inconsistent defense if he was knocking down threes, but without that, the questions started piling up. And that defense? It was rough. At 6 feet and 165 pounds, Sharife struggled to stay in front of bigger guards. Auburn often had to hide him on defense, which put even more pressure on him to carry the offense. Still, when he was cooking, he was electric. Against Missouri, he dropped 28 points and 8 assists. Against Georgia, he went for 26 and 9. There were nights where he looked like the best player on the floor, regardless of who Auburn was playing. But then there were the games where the flaws showed. He shot 3 for 19 against Baylor. He turned it over 7 times against Ole Miss. Some nights his fearlessness looked more like recklessness. And then just as quickly as it began, it was over. After only 12 games, Auburn shut down their season, self-imposing a postseason ban due to an unrelated NCAA investigation. Sharife's college career was done. On paper, his numbers were outstanding. 20 and 8 as a freshman in the SEC is no joke, but scouts were split. Was Sharife Cooper a future star who just needed polish, or was he a high-usage guard whose flaws would get exposed the second he faced NBA-level defenders? One NBA scout put it this way: he's got vision you can't teach, but he's also got limitations you can't hide. Still, the upside was too tempting. He had shown enough flashes that teams were willing to overlook the inefficiency. And so, despite the small sample size, Sharife declared for the 2021 NBA Draft. Fans thought his mixtape era was about to evolve into the next great undersized guard story, the heir to guys like Allen Iverson, Kemba Walker, and Trae Young. But the NBA can be cruel, and what came next would be the harshest reality check of Sharife Cooper's life. The 2021 NBA Draft was supposed to be Sharife Cooper's big moment. For years, fans had watched his mixtapes, argued about his ceiling, and debated whether he could be the next great undersized point guard. Mock drafts had him anywhere from late lottery to early second round. Analysts said his vision and flair made him one of the most gifted passers in the class, but others questioned his size, his jump shot, and his defense. On draft night, those questions won. Pick after pick, Sharife's name stayed on the board. Cade Cunningham went first, Jalen Green, Evan Mobley, his Auburn teammate JT Thor was even picked before him. And then finally, at pick number 48, the Atlanta Hawks called his name. For Sharife, this should have been perfect, staying home in Atlanta, playing behind Trae Young, learning from one of the league's most exciting guards. Fans thought it was a dream scenario. But here's the problem. Second-round picks don't get guaranteed chances. You're not promised minutes. You're not promised patience. And when Sharife finally stepped into the league, reality hit fast. He appeared in just 13 games his rookie year, playing 3 minutes per game. He scored a grand total of 13 points. He spent more time on the bench than on the court, and when he did get opportunities, he struggled to make shots and looked overwhelmed against NBA length. Meanwhile, off the court, Sharife was already trending for reasons that had nothing to do with basketball. That summer, his name went viral when rumors linked him to Ash Cash. Screenshots of likes and flirty comments started circulating, and suddenly, instead of fans talking about his game, they were debating his love life. Neither he nor Ash Cash ever confirmed anything, but the story stuck. And that's the cruel part about being a
His love life. I think we all know what pick we talking about. Yes, cuz the one with. I think we all know the Ash Cash pick. I think we all know the one she talking about. Brother, you can't hide it. We all know the one you talking about, my man. You can't hide that. Can't- You can't hide that shit, my boy.
player. When you're not producing on the court, every distraction off the court becomes part of your identity. For Sharife, the mixtape star dating an Instagram celebrity never fed into the idea that he was
my mom
hype,
just rotated
not
in.
substance.
What the heck?
But to be fair, Sharife was producing, just not in the NBA.
Hey, Ma.
Because while he was glued to the Hawks bench,
Wait,
he was
chat.
tearing
Let's
up.
stop our whole video because my mother just rotated in. No, I'm not streaming. I'm just talking to myself with my headphones on and a mic on with the ring light on. I'm not streaming at all. Not streaming at all. Chat, my mom just rotated in. What do I do? She gonna full piece me? Oh, look, she's right there. She's right there. Right there. No, she's gonna risky reels, y'all. Are you gonna get out so I can finish the stream or what? Okay, alright, thank you. Dang, well, you just rotated in. I was doing a reaction. Hey, mom. Hey, y'all. Don't worry, y'all. Don't treat my mother bad. Don't worry. I'm leave by to say hi. I'm leave by to say hi after this, bro. Just chill. Yeah, because I already know I'm about to get the hate for him. And oh my god, he doesn't love his mother and shit like that. I already know niggas gonna be hate for me. So it's okay. It's okay. I love my moms, y'all. We're chilling.
Up the G League. With the College Park Skyhawks, Atlanta's affiliate, Sharife looked like a completely different player. In the G League, he averaged 7.1 points and 6.9 assists per game, putting up multiple 30-point nights. He dropped 42 points in one game, hit game winners, and played with the same swag fans had fallen in love with in high school. But the NBA is about translation, and scouts didn't believe his game would translate. The size, the inefficiency, the defense, they all outweighed the highlight reels. And after just 1 year, the Hawks cut ties. In 2022, Sharife signed a training camp deal with the Cleveland Cavaliers. Once again, he didn't make the NBA roster. Instead, he was sent to their G League affiliate, the Cleveland Charge. And once again, he dominated. In 2022-23, Sharife averaged 21.3 points and 6.4 assists per game in the G League. He had multiple 40-point games, dished out 15 assist nights, and was flat out unstoppable at that level. In fact, he made the All-NBA G League second team. Fans begged for him to get another NBA shot. How is this guy not in the league became a common phrase on Twitter after Sharife highlights. But NBA front offices weren't convinced. Here's why. He shot just 31% from 3 in the G League, which doesn't cut it at his size. His defense remained a liability. He could score 40, but he'd give up 25 on the other end. And in a league loaded with scoring guards, teams didn't see him as someone who could run a second unit consistently. By 2023, it became clear that Sharife was facing the same wall many undersized guards face. Too good for the G League, not good enough for the NBA. That summer, he played for the Cavaliers in Summer League. He had a couple of solid outings, but didn't wow scouts enough to land a roster spot. By the start of the 2023-24 season, he was back in the G League, where he kept up the same story. Dominance at the minor league level, no translation to the pros. So by April of 2024, Sharife made a decision a lot of players in his position make. He went overseas. After years of bouncing between the NBA and the G League, Sharife finally made a bold move overseas in April 2024. He signed with the Liaoning Flying Leopards of the Chinese Basketball Association right as they were gearing up for another title run. And this time, Sharife delivered. Coming off the bench, he gave his team a much-needed spark in the finals. In the championship-clinching Game 4, Sharife dropped 22 points, 9 assists, and 6 rebounds, helping the Leopards secure a sweep and win their third consecutive CBA championship. It was arguably the peak of his pro career, not just putting up numbers in the G League, but playing a real role in securing a championship in one of the most competitive international leagues. For once, Sharife's game translated on the big stage. The confidence, the passing, the shot making, it all showed up when it mattered most. But as big as that moment was, it didn't change his long-term trajectory. NBA teams still weren't calling, and Sharife continued life as a basketball journeyman. In September 2024, he signed with a team in Turkey's top league. By November 2024, he moved to play in Greece for the rest of the season. And as of April
Man, Sharife Cooper, bro, respect to that man, bro. This dude playing all around the world just to get a spot, dude. Turkey, China, the well, I don't even know whatever they about to say now. But let me see. France, like what? That dude, yo, that's dedication. Even though he didn't make it, but you know what I'm saying. And everybody gonna make it, and that's why he's known for you know what I'm saying, getting that slot from Ash Cash now. Until this good. Yeah, that's why he's over getting that slot from Ash Cash, which that's not a bad identity. Let's be real. That's not a bad identity, brother. He's living just fine.
LNB Pro A. None of those stops came close to matching the high of his CBA title run. Instead, they reinforced what his career had become: flashes of brilliance, short contracts, constant movement. By the time he turned 24, Sharife Cooper had already lived through the full basketball spectrum. High school phenom, college star, draft night slide, G League legend, NBA afterthought, CBA champion, and now an overseas journeyman. And through it all, the same questions remained. Was Sharife stick? But now I want to hear from you. Were you a Sharife Cooper believer? Did you buy?
Hell no. I was not a Sharife Cooper believer. I knew that nigga was gonna do bad. Damn, that's a good video. Do I want to keep streaming or no? Scary truth about AJ the band stuff. How long is it? 21 minutes? All right, y'all. W stream. I'm gonna catch y'all tomorrow because we not watching no 21-minute video. I'm not gonna lie, oh, and that YouTube video. Hold on.